drop it down slightly. Boom, right there. Hello. It wasn't a plan to only train arms. This is just where I ended up, and pushing it harder and harder, started to notice the rest of my upper body grow a little bit. I am not saying that I have an immensely impressive, perfectly developed, balanced upper body, okay? But given that I've continued to only do the overhead dumbbell tricep extension and some version of standing curls, I think the amount of back, shoulder, chest development is interesting. And at the very least, I think it begs the question of, do we really need to super isolate all our muscles to grow them? And the proposition that I will make to you is that there's a trade-off, okay? And that's why I think it's worth making this point. If you focus a lot of your energy into isolating, let's say hyper isolating your muscles to get them to grow, what I see is that when you think about it like this, most people get distracted from focusing on progressing the weight, the intensity, the volume, the stimulus that's going to produce the growth. There's a cost. You take from that focus and you put it into isolating, understanding the anatomy, squeeze, stretch, control, different angles. There's a trade-off. And in my opinion, and in my personal example, you can see the benefit of hyper-emphasizing potent stimulus for muscle growth within a limited number of movements. I'm restricted. This is a weird science experiment, let's call it that. But I can control my intensity, my frequency, and how I progress my training over time, my consistency, the amount of sets I do. I can control all those things. And mastering those variables to create a stimulus that demands muscle growth within whatever exercise you're doing has a lot of value. And when you de-emphasize that and you come over here into hyper fixating on isolating and having a bunch of different exercises and maybe changing, rotating exercises, you give up some of the consistency that you have when you make things simpler and you put your energy into progressive overload within a small number of movements. So my advice from what my personal experience is to say, fuck everything and only train your arms. Just kidding. Is to ask yourself, on my back day, do I need 9 exercises? And have I tracked and measured all 9 exercises over the last couple of years? No. Maybe it's worth zeroing in on 3 and keeping them in the same order and tracking them using the Gains Tracker app in the description below. Track your progress, make more gains. And for your other body parts, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, maybe I could just do 1, 2, maybe 3 exercises and fixate on progressing the intensity, the weight, the form, the connection with those movements. And in my opinion, if you do that, you'll be able to channel more of your energy into focusing on progressive overload, because that structure of training forces you to notice if you don't get more reps, if the intensity doesn't get higher. And that then points you in the direction of looking directly at the stuff that actually produces muscle growth, in my opinion. Doesn't mean you can't still experiment. You can't still try different exercises, and different exercises aren't good for targeting different muscles in different ways. That is still true, and it's worth experimenting, but I provide my example to suggest that you consider maybe simplifying your routine and tracking a smaller number of exercises, simplifying everything you're doing, using the Gains Tracker app, and actually making sure you progress the movements you do, because personally, I believe that's where the real growth lies. Arm program also in the description if you want to get some giant pipe zaddies. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.